I felt like I tried everything. I felt like I tried everything, every fad, everything out there, and it still wasn't working. I was losing trust in my body, the body that had served me for 50 plus years, that kept me moving and shaking out there. I felt disconnected from my body. It was a really, really hard time. Welcome to your Daily Whisper. I'm Kara Bradley, bringing you my story of the last 4 years of riding a perfect storm of burnout from running a very busy business for over 16 years, of menopause, perimenopause, menopause, and losing my body and not feeling like myself. And then top it all off with the pandemic, and you've got a perfect storm. And so for the last 4 years, I've been turning over every rock, trying to figure out what is going on. Why don't I feel like myself? Why do I have this confusion in my mind? Why can't I sleep? Why do I have this belly fat? Why have I gained, this weight that I never carried in my life? Why do I feel sluggish? Why do I feel so old? And I am a curious human. I love to learn. So I've gone down rabbit hole after rabbit hole, trying things to see what would work, and nothing was working. And it wasn't until I dialed into my gut health. I talked about it yesterday. I gave you this fire hose education on the science of the gut-brain connection. And it wasn't until I dialed in and got to the root and really blanketed myself with love, kindness, patience, recognizing that it might take some time. That is when I started to feel the shifting. And it felt very deep. The shifting was happening at a very deep level for me, where I knew it wasn't just, a trend. It wasn't just a surface level change. And so I want to give you 3 things that I did that really helped me dial in to my gut health. And I think that these 3 things, they're right at our fingertips. So I think that, they may help for you. The first was food. I'm not here to tell you what to eat or what not to eat. I'm just going to tell you what I started to dial into. And I will tell you, I'm not really disciplined when it comes to food. I kind of eat and have been able to eat, pretty much what I wanted to, and it didn't move the needle on the scale that much. Not that I have a scale, because I don't, but I just use that expression. But I really dialed into, one, food diversity. Because I learned that our gut, this gut ecology, has trillions of bacteria and viruses, like I talked about yesterday. All of those species, the thousands of species, all crave different types of food. So the more diverse plant diversity we can eat in a week, and the pros say eat 30 plants and vegetables, it's going to feed all of those good bacteria and viruses the right prebiotic fibers. So I focused on plant diversity, and the one thing you can do is just put up a little piece of paper on your refrigerator, and at the beginning of the week, just start to write down all the different plants you're eating. Onions, garlic, cabbage, broccoli, peaches, whatever it is, even spices, even parsley, cilantro. Start to write that all down. Can you get to 30? It's an easy thing to do, right? Second thing around food is that I really started to limit the crap and the alcohol. So 80-20, right? I'm not going to go without. I'm Italian. I love food, but I recognize I don't need this and that every day. Okay. So food was number one, and this isn't like this isn't some big extreme diet. It's just, how can I do better at food diversity and 80-20? Second was sleep. And I've talked about this for years. Get your sleep right. Everything else, my gosh, starts to fall into place. Inflammation, weight, mental clarity, digestion, everything is affected by our sleep. So I got myself an Oura ring. It was about 3 years ago. OURA. I don't represent the company. I love the product. It's a ring that helped me to see when I was sleeping well, and it helped me to understand what I was doing or not doing that would impact my sleep. And again, it was like great information dialed in my sleep. I'm now sleeping so much better than I ever was because I've been able to play with the knobs and levers of my sleep habits and my sleep hygiene. Food, sleep, and then third is targeted gut brain supplementation. I've never been a huge supplement person. I probably should have been taking a little bit more in my 30s and 40s. So when I started to learn about the gut brain connection and recognized and learned how we can supplement our gut, this gut ecology, with the right probiotics, prebiotics, phytobiotics. These are fancy names for the things that our gut might not be getting in everyday food. Our food's our food. I mean, our apple today is not the apple from 40 years ago. So supplementation, my friend, as much as you resist it, I really encourage you to just put down that fight and to really look at what you might not be getting. It changed everything for me. So I found this company, Amari Global. You know this, maybe, if you've been listening. I do represent them. I'm an affiliate partner with them because it changed my life, period. And that's why. And that's why I share it with you. I'm not here to push pills. It's not about money in my pocket. It is about what has changed my life and moved the needle for me. So I specifically started with something called the Fundamentals. You can find info in the show notes. The Fundamentals is a premium, award-winning gut-brain axis supplement. So it addresses the gut through probiotics and prebiotics. It addresses the brain with these nutrients that help boost cognitive function, clarity, acuity, focus. And it addresses the axis. I talked about it yesterday through stress resiliency, the nervous system, right, the superhighway, and the immune system, decreasing inflammation. So one little pack, the Fundamentals, gets the gut, gets the brain, gets the axis. And I'm just going to tell you here before I close up my true story. So started the Fundamentals. And there are 3 milestones that I remember. Week 3 is when the brain fog lifted for me. It happens for different times for different people. Some people feel it immediately. Week 3, I woke up one morning, I drove to work, and I was like, oh my God, my eyes are seeing the world differently. I felt like life was crystal clear, high definition, like I write about and talk about on The Verge. The brain fog lifted. I didn't know I had brain fog until it was gone. So that was one. That cognitive function came online. Number 2 was about week 5. I was around my house doing whatever, cleaning up probably, and I found myself humming. And I stopped. I remember stopping. And I thought to myself, wait, Kara, you don't hum. Like, you're not one of those people who hums. And I said out loud, oh my gosh, I feel peppy. Those were my words. Seriously. Those were my words. I felt happier that I found myself humming. Something's going on here. I'm like, wow, this is cool. And I was recording stuff. So then week 7 and 8, and I'll leave you with this, was when I found or recognize I was becoming more stress resilient. And I really never understood what stress resiliency was until I felt it, until I experienced it in my body, in my life. So what happened for me, so stress resiliency is not getting as triggered as often and being able to bounce back like a rubber band back to a balanced, centered state more quickly. So what happened for me, I'll be real quick about this. My daughter, younger daughter, the one that gives me the gray hairs, there's always one. She was going off to hike on the Appalachian Trail for 2 weeks by herself. She was in her mid 20s. And like, what mother doesn't want to throw up at that? I mean, I love her adventure, but oh my gosh, how am I going to do this as an Italian worrywart mother? And I just didn't know how I was going to be able to get through 2 weeks, not knowing where she was, not knowing if she was okay, thinking of all the crazies out there. It was more that than anything. But it was during that time I recognized that I wasn't on the floor on my knees screaming, pulling my hair out like I thought I would be, just riddled with worry. I realized I was handling the stress of her being alone in the woods much better than I ever thought possible. And it was that big event. I was like, wow, this stuff is working. So ever since, I have been moving the needle. So I want to share this with you. I know this is a long episode, but it really helps to understand my experience. Everything started to work better when I got my food right, when I got my sleep right, and when I got my gut and my gut brain axis right. Things started to move more smoothly. I felt like my workouts were better. I was more motivated. My mood was better. My cravings were different. Everything started to change. Now I'm just dialing it in. Over the last couple of years, I've been like fine tuning so much more. So I want to encourage you to not give up. When you feel like you've tried everything, you might not have. There are other things out there, and this is why I want to sing this from the rooftops. There are other things out there that might be underneath the rocks that you haven't turned over yet. And I'm here to share my story to help you. So, finally, if you are interested in the food, the sleep, the gut-brain supplementation, I want to encourage you to reach out to me. I'm right here. I am a text away. I'm going to give you my phone number. I'm an email away. You can find me on social. My phone number is my business number, 207-618-5464. 207-618-5464. Just text me. Kara, I want to know more. Kara, I want to get my groove back. Kara, tell me about fundamentals. Tell me about the Aura Ring. I'm here for you. I truly mean it. I am here for you. We need all of us feeling our best. It's how we're going to get out of this mess of a world we're living in. So do whatever it takes. Turn over every rock. Experiment. Get curious. Get out of your own way of what you think you need. Because I didn't think I needed any of this until I felt old, frumpy, puffy, and I just couldn't live with myself anymore. Okay, one more time, 207-618-5464. I can't wait to hear from you.